For music, I think you're gonna like it. The Ultimate Entertainer is here. He's gonna also perform a song that's been #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for several weeks now. You know him, you love him. Usher is here. My first guest, you know, of course, is mezzo-soprano from The Sopranos. Say hi to the lovely Jamie-Lynn DiScala. Make yourself at home.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you got married.
I did.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Sure. How long have you been married now?
I've been married 8 months.
Yeah, and how is it so far?
It's great. I highly recommend it for when people are ready.
And you changed your name. Was that a big decision for you to do that?
For me, it wasn't. I mean, regardless of whether I was in this business or not, I love the tradition of changing your name and starting a new family together. Actually, my husband, who is my manager, was totally against it.
Yeah.
Everyone in my team was against it because it's work. But, you know, I hope to have kids one day and continue doing what I'm doing, and I like to represent our family.
It must have been, I think it's very cool that you did that. It must have been a little bit weird because your husband is your manager, so he's supposed to give you advice on your career, and changing the name that, you know, you had been sort of made a name for yourself. He might have to advise you to not do that, but he's also your husband. Yeah, he was kind of fighting within himself for that, because, you know, he loved the fact that I wanted to do that for him, but as a manager, he just didn't want to deal with it. So he was trying to convince you not to do it, and you said, oh, the hell with it, I'm changing it. Yeah, I was pretty adamant about it. Right, and has it helped or hurt, or don't, you know? I mean, it's, you know, you have to correct some people, but it hasn't been that difficult, and, you know, it'll just be a little bit of work, but it's worth it to me. Congratulations, the season of The Sopranos is on. It's the 5th season now, is that right? Yeah, 5th season. I haven't seen much of you and AJ on the show yet, except when he was crying with the bear. Yeah, that was How much crap did his friends give him for that? I think they gave him a little bit, but he was so great in it. Yeah, no, he was. Why aren't we seeing that much of you guys so far? What's going to end up happening? We definitely both resurface as the season goes on. I definitely have some fun stuff coming up, but this year the show kind of shifted gears and focused more on the mob side and the business, and so it's really hard to tie the two of us into that. Right. Especially my character, because she's off in school and she's kind of claiming her independence. But I heard there's something's going to happen with Meadow on the show later in the season, like something pretty good size. Something pretty significant. What can you tell us about that? Anything? Absolutely nothing. I'm sorry. Like contractually, I can't. Really? Yeah, I can get. If I guess it, can you nod yes or no? Do you get pregnant? Would you like to get pregnant on the show? I'd love for something juicy. Well, now that you're married, what happens if you get pregnant and then? I have ways of preventing that. Oh, you do? For now, yeah. There's ways you can prevent that sort of thing? Yeah, you can, yeah. God, we have to talk about that. I was thinking about you because I've known you since I think just like first season of Sopranos, and the guys, all of the cast members of The Sopranos, just these like testosterone-driven Italian men all around you. You must be like a daughter to many of them. What do they think, and how do they treat you now that you're married? They've always treated me like the baby and their little girl. And this year, I mean, especially, they've been to my wedding. They've seen me with my husband. They've definitely started treating me more like a woman, which is nice. Like, they'll drink and smoke and curse around me, and you know, they'll not be as cautious as they usually were. Right. Which is nice. And I also get invited to things that I normally wouldn't. Casinos tend to invite our Sopranos cast to a lot of events. Casinos do? Well, I guess that's like our demographic a lot, gamblers. So I guess we're a big draw. So they'll do like Sopranos night at a casino in like Atlantic City or something? We just did one this past weekend at the Borgata, and because it's Jersey, I mean, it was insane. And it's really bizarre situation. Like it was myself, James, Michael Imperioli, Tony Sirico, a bunch of us. And they must throw a lot of cash to get you guys down at a casino for Sopranos night. We get compensated. Yes, you do. We do. And people just stand in line and wait to take pictures with us, and they'll take a picture, and then they're moved along, and then next. Do you just do that all night? Is it just a photo op? 6.5 hours this one was, because the line was, and we couldn't leave. I mean, you can't turn away. People have been waiting online just because you want to go for dinner. So from like 6 till 12:30. Right. And you know, they couldn't bring us food, so they just kept bringing us wine. And after a while, I'm sure like by the end of the night pictures, I'm not looking that pretty, but. We'll all see those pretty soon, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they'll surface. So when you're in the casinos now that you're a little bit older, do you gamble? I play blackjack. Yeah? I'm a big blackjack girl. And how do the guys act around you when you're at the casino? Like, they play with me, yeah. Right now it's all good. It's all good, because they love my husband. I saw this on the stands. Yeah, they haven't commented on it. I don't think they will.
But, you know.
They just don't say anything, right?
Yeah, they just.
Meanwhile, they all have like 6 copies in every room in their houses. But they just don't want to say anything.
Yeah, I doubt it though.
The Rise and Fall of Heidi Fleiss is the movie. You play Heidi Fleiss. What did you, tell me just some crazy story you heard about Heidi Fleiss before you signed on to play her.
Well, I didn't really know much about her before I signed on to play her, but when I was doing my research prior to filming the film, she was a prostitute prior to being a madam, which I didn't know.
Right.
And she'd have this thing called a fantasy night where this famous movie producer, who will remain unnamed, she would go to his house with 3 other girls, and the 3 girls would be in bed with him, and she would tell him a story to get him turned on. But the story wasn't like what you would normally think, like sex talk. It was kind of like, you're walking the red carpet at the Academy Awards and everybody wants to talk to you, and that's what got him off. And that's why Heidi was so
That's just
good.
some LA producer who just loves his fantasies to hear about like the Academy Awards red carpet, and that gets him off?
And she'd get $40,000 for that one night.
That's everything that's wrong with LA. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not promoting the business. Nobody should go into it, but it was a wild thing. I mean, what these girls had to go through, I couldn't imagine. But $40,000 for that night of just rambling to the sky about how great he was.
I would love to know who that is. Do you know who that is?
I do know who it is, yeah.
All right, well, let's take a look at Jamie-Lynn DiScala in action. I'll find out during the clip and tell you.
Why don't you come work for me? 65-35 split.
Are you gonna be the madam? I'm 23 years old.
I didn't know there was like an age requirement for the gig.
He got more balls than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm offering you 5 points better than Alex. I wouldn't give that to my own sister. Do you know Alex is a snitch for the LAPD? 20 years. Some fat dork's probably got a jacket on you 6 inches thick. I think about that every time she calls you.
Wow. Heidi was lucky to have you play her.
Oh, thank you.
You know, you're much more attractive than she was.
Oh, thank you. She's an interesting woman. She was definitely a challenge to play.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it sounds like you did a good job, Jamie-Lynn. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be watching USA Network. It's called Call Me, The Rise and Fall of Heidi Fleiss. And of course, The Sopranos, 9 o'clock on HBO. We'll be right back with the Naked Chef, Jamie Oliver, and Usher.